Hey guys, this is AuspiciousAussie, and welcome back to another episode of my Melbourne Heart Football Manager 13 series. In the last episode, you saw a disappointing 2-1 loss against my former team that sacked me, Sydney FC. Things are looking alright at the moment. We're looking pretty decent as far as the ladder goes. We are sitting in third, behind Melbourne Victory and tied on points with Western Sydney Wanderers. Something I forgot to mention in the previous episode is that Western Sydney Wanderers have actually signed Tim Cahill, the former Everton player, former New York Red Bulls player, well, current in real life. But yeah, they signed him, and they also signed another Australian international in Carl Valeri, who has played in Italy most of his career, in the Serie B, I think Serie A as well. But I just thought I'd let you guys know that. That's why they're doing so well this season. Of course, our rivals Melbourne Victory are coming first. We are 1 point behind them. But let's get into the most recent fixtures, shall we? As you guys can see, that was the last episode you saw. And since then, we've gone on a decent run, which did come to an end at the derby game against Melbourne Victory. But the first game after the live comm was against Wellington Phoenix in New Zealand. A game which we won right at the death, I think. Yeah, right at the death. As you can see, we were 1-0 down for most of the game, got a penalty. Saeed Yousefi slotted it away, and I thought it was going to be a boring 1-1 draw until I brought John Mackay on in the 70th minute. And he scored the winning goal essentially right at the end of the game. As you can see, team played pretty well, mostly all at about 7. Of course, Mackay is at 7.3, and Yanni Hayes is at 7.4. Decent result. The next game, we did versus West Sydney Wanderers, and as I said, it was a very tough game because they have their new current Australian internationals they got. But we did beat them 1-0 at home, to be expected. They did get a player sent off in another former international, Michael Beecham, but Adrisu got the goal right on half time. So we managed to grind that one out and take the 1-0. We then went away to Western Australia and versus none other than Perth Glory, the only team in that state. As you can see, they took the lead. Bit of a common trend, teams scoring early goals against us early this season. But as you can see, we weren't too threatened as we replied about 15 minutes later, and Bayich getting the winner there. As you can see, Yanni Hayes has performed brilliantly so far this season, and he got a 8.0 match rating with a man of the match performance to go along with it. Then came the derby game, and I was absolutely devastated by this. I mean, as you can see, Dean Bazanis got an own goal, and I really want to show you that own goal, guys. It was the most horrible thing I've ever seen on Football Manager. As you can see, Scott McDonald, another former Australian international, played for Celtic and Middlesbrough, absolutely tore us apart. And again, John Mackay got a consolation late goal again for us after I brought him on. But this goal, I really want to show you this goal. So I do this. I'm pretty sure the Melbourne Victory player shot from his own halfway, like just outside his own box, and managed to score. Alright, here he goes. Watch this. Bang. What the fuck is that, guys? I do not understand what that is. What was that? That was the worst thing I have ever seen in my entire life on Football Manager. And I've played for about 3 years nearly. Yeah, but disappointing 4-2 loss. We were away from home, but really that's not to be excused. And of course today we have the live comm against Brisbane Roar at home, so again we should be winning this type of game at home to keep the pressure on at the top of the ladder. As far as injuries go, guys, I think we do have Oh no, yeah, we do have Petreski and Demirci are both out today, so that will slightly hinder what we want to do, but Topper Stanley will come back into left back, and of course Luke Bratton will replace Demirci. Yeah. No transfers or anything like that to speak of. I did get offered an interesting player in Scott Parker, the former Tottenham player, the current Tottenham player in real life. He's 35. He's got the stats, but his physicals are a bit low, so I'm not sure if I'm going to offer him out. And I also have my 5 international players, which is the maximum for the A-League. Alright, let's get to today's game against the Brisbane Roar. As you can see, Mackay is actually our top scorer on 2 goals, followed by Dugandzic and Demirci, whereas Brisbane Roars are Mitch Nichols, Carbella and Donacci. As you can see, we are the favourites, probably because we're at home, and the past meetings are completely even, so that's interesting. And they have 4 players out injured, so hopefully that helps us a little bit because we have 2 of our main players out today. As far as the squad goes, I think we'll keep things how they are. Well, obviously not how they are because I've had to replace 2 players, but I think I'll definitely bring Mackay off the bench, probably at about the 60th minute or so. So let's get into it. Do this. As you can see, playing the same formation as us. It's a fairly common formation in the A-League now, whereas everybody used to play the simple 4-4-2. But I think I might have reinvented formations in Australia. On this game, anyway. Now, this should be the pointless highlight, so it should be over. And there we go. Oh, come on. Another own goal for Dean Zanis. Jeez. That's 2 in 2 games now. Dugandzic. Inside. He'll cross. Bajic. Oh, just wide. See, as I said, guys, conceding early goals has been quite a trend for us. We've already conceded and we're in the 8th minute. I mean, something's going wrong, obviously. And, ooh, I thought that was another one there. The Zanis actually does something right for a change. Oh, the defending. Get rid. Dulevsky. Dugandzic. Brighton. Bajic. Bajic shoots, but that's way over. That was a horrible strike. As you can see, fairly poor ratings. I mean, we're getting dominated at the moment. I mean, we should be about 2 or 3 goals down at the moment. What is Dulevsky doing? Thinks he's messy or something. Oh, Yanni Hayes. I mean, come on. What is that? I'm quite angry now, I mean. Shoots on. Yes, Adrisu. There's one back. Alright. And the comeback is on. Now, apparently Palmer hasn't been playing very well today. And Palmer is the young 18-year-old right back I did bring in from Newcastle Jets at the start, or at the end of last season. I mean, he's not really up to scratch for the first team, but I couldn't find the other right backs that were decent enough, so I decided to buy another young Australian right back in that 16-year-old. But I mean, he's just as bad, if not worse. There's the third goal. What are my defenders doing? Roker, own goal. That's 2 own goals this game. It's messed up. See the 3 goals before half time. Could be 4 coming. And there's the 4th. Are you serious? I am absolutely furious right now, guys. 4 goals before half time. Palmer is getting dropped to the youth team. I'm not even kidding. He's getting dropped to the youth team. A 4.88 match rating. I mean, oh, absolutely furious. I just feel like swearing. I really do. But I'm going to try and keep this video fairly PG if I can. Good save. I can't believe this. I really cannot believe this. We have a corner. Roker, there's one back. 4-2. I mean, I don't really think we'll be able to even get the draw, to be honest. I'm going to bring Mackay on. May as well. Bring Lems on for Hayes. He's been shocking today, so... Come on, boys. Put it on Roker's head. Put it on Roker's head. Shoot. Oh, what is that? Bates cannot shoot to save his life. He's worse than Torres. He really is. He's horrible. Some of his shots are just disgusting. There we go, guys. That should be the end of the game, and it is. A nice another 4-2 loss. Just what I needed. Perfect way to follow up the other 4-2 loss. Not good enough. And look, we dominated the shots as well. They scored 4 goals from 5 shots on target. 4 goals. I should drop my goalkeeper. He's in the worst form right now. As you can see, we're only 4 points behind Melbourne Victory, so things aren't looking too bad. I mean, we could be Adelaide United, to put it simply. Alright, the next fixtures will be Newcastle Jets, Central Coast Mariners, Adelaide United, Sydney FC, and I hope you guys join me back for the next live comm in the next episode against Wellington Phoenix at home. I've been Auspicious Aussie, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. I know I sure haven't, but give the series a like the video, guys, and of course, if you haven't, subscribe. It means a lot to me to see that people actually like what I am doing and like my series. Peace, guys.